Hey everybody, welcome to Off the Shelf Board Game Reviews. This week we're looking at Viae, Roads of Rome. This is an area control war game for 2 to 5 players. It plays about 90 to 150 minutes depending on your player count and just how aggressive you want to play. In the game of Viae, the players are tributes trying to spread out the influence of Rome. And the player who creates the most influence at the end of the game is going to be the grand winner. The way players are going to get influence is by completing mandates, whether it happens to be mandates that are known and are open to the table, and these are first come, first served mandates. So players are racing to complete these mandates, or if it happens to be the private mandates that every single player has 2 of, it's a race to be the first person to get the most influence when the game ends. And the game ends once one player has managed to complete 3 of the mandates. Once one player has completed 3 of the mandates, all the players can gain influence based on the cities they've managed to conquer, the amount of mandates they managed to complete, and whoever has the most influence is going to be the grand winner of Viae, Roads of Rome. Now the game is going to play out over rounds, and as the rounds go on, things are going to change and the game is going to evolve. In the early games, players are going to be doing actions, going out there and conquering different cities, and the early conquest of the cities does not create a lot of hostility across the lands. But as the rounds start advancing and we start moving further into the game, we're going to start creating hostility every time we attack a city. And every attack on a city is going to cause all the surrounding cities to slowly go into higher levels of hostility until they eventually mobilize and become much harder to conquer. Now remember, in this game, we're going to gain victory points by having influence. Influence in this game is controlling cities. Influence in this game is influence in the Roman Senate. The total amount of our influence is going to judge how many victory points we're going to have at the end of the game, and that is also, like I said, going to judge the grand winner of the game. On a player's turn, we're going to get a couple different actions we can perform, and these different actions are going to help us gain influence. And the number of actions we get every single turn is going to be based on a player count. The lower the player count, the more actions we get on a turn. The higher the player count, the less actions we get on a turn. The actions we can do is we can go out there and we can build roads. Roads are a great thing. They allow us to have extra income during the turn. They allow us to connect to different cities, and the only way we can conquer these cities is by connecting them with the roads. Next thing we can do is we can attack these cities. If they're hostile, we'll have to roll dice. If they're not hostile, all we need to do is sacrifice our legions, send our legions out to war to go ahead and destroy these cities and conquer them all in the name of Rome. As we go on through the game, we'll be able to hire on generals, which are officers in our armies, which can do special abilities, give us special powers, or just give us the ability, more power to create roads, the power to create more powerful attacks versus cities. And we can also use our influence to start applying deception cards. Now, some of these deception cards can be pretty basic, which give us more powerful during one special attack against a city, or they can allow us to start influencing how we're interacting with the other players at the table, because deception cards are about deception, using our influence in Rome to bring down our other tributes and help elevate us to the status of the grand winners at the end of the game. Also, as the game goes on, as we start going into the red turns, we're going to start getting fortunes that are going to start happening. Every single turn, another fortune is going to occur, which is going to add to the replay and the variety of the game. So this game has a lot of replay and a lot of variety as you play through the game, because you have more fortune cards than you ever use in a single game. You have more deception cards than you ever use in a single game. And you have plenty of officers that are going to have extra special powers, extra special abilities that are going to change up the way you're going to play the game every single time you play the game, based on your strategies, based on the things the other players are doing, and your interaction with the other players, all in your grand effort to have the most victory points when the 3rd mandate is completed, having the most influence and being the grand winner of Viae, Roads of Rome. Now, what sets Viae apart from other war and strategy and area control games is this game does not let you directly attack other players. The only way you're going to interact with other players is by playing these deception cards, and also being smarter than the other players by playing your own mandate cards. You want to work towards your own personal mandates without the other players at the table figuring out what kind of mandates you are going after, because the mandates are very interesting. Your own personal mandates can only be completed and scored by you, even though another player at the table may end up giving you the final results you need for your mandate. So if you have these mandates out here, such as one that allows you to require you to conquer a certain area of the map, if another player helps you conquer that area of the map, not knowing what you're going after, they can actually end up giving you the victory points, because remember, only you get the victory points from your personal mandates, whereas opposed to all the mandates are out on the table, are available for any player to go after. So it's a game of guile, it's a game of deception, and it's a game of trying to influence other players to do actions that are going to help you, while do as many actions as you can to watch what the other players are doing, to try to figure out what their own personal mandates are, so you can head them off and avoid helping them to get the most fluence and win out in Rome itself. Now, if you want to learn how to play Viae Roads of Rome. You can check out my full tutorial video where I'll teach you how to play the game. You can also watch a sample gameplay where I'll go through a 4-player game and show you exactly how the game plays. Finally, if you want, you can check out my full review of the game where I'll give you my final opinion of just what I thought about Viae Roads of Rome. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy this video series. If you have any comments or questions, make sure you leave them down in the YouTube comments down below. I'll be sure to answer them as quickly as I can. You can also feel free to email me at offtheshelfboardgamereviews. That's otsbgr@gmail.com. Be sure to answer your email as quickly as I can. If you enjoy this video, series, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching.